Now you gotta know next time when you travel, you gotta have a purpose. If you don't have a purpose, you get nothing.
Stop wasting your meat.
Stop wasting your meat.
For those who don't know, meat is money, energy, attention and time. Meat. Stop wasting.
You hear this on dumplings and some things.
First.
Audio's recording. We good to go.
Hello one.
Hello Manny.
Servus.
On this auspicious day.
Welcome welcome all to your favorite Blasian couple. Sorry bro. Dumplings and Somethings, where we talk about the dumplings in life and hopefully you learn something. On mic 1, today I'm going to say Mr. D, because that's what my friend always calls me. And on mic 2,
Mr. Chai. Or Mr. T. The usual. Mr. T. Yes, we are on this, we are recording on this auspicious day. We're coming to an end of Oktoberfest.
That's why I'm in my Oktoberfest attire.
Me, not yet.
I told him, guys, to dress up in a white shirt. He did not come with his white shirts.
This is white.
Yeah, you look very good though.
Yes.
Fun fact. Did you know that the Oktoberfest in Munich, Germany, in the past, people did not put so much emphasis on wearing traditional wear? They would come casually clothed. But since 2007, when Snoop Dogg came to Germany in October for placing his hands in the cement around Olympia Park,
right?
Because there's like a celebrity walk area of Olympia Park.
Yeah.
And it was October, and it was Oktoberfest time, and the people of Munich said, let's be a bit more festive, and they started to wear their leathers and their dindles. And now you can't come to Oktoberfest without wearing traditional wear.
Wait. So what's Snoop Dogg's role in this?
Celebrity Snoop Dogg, Oktoberfest, it was October, he came, that was a big thing.
He came and dressed up?
No, he came to put his hands in the cement.
Yeah, but what does that have to do then with
obviously they entertained him, they showed him around the city, it was October time, the time of beer festival, Oktoberfest.
I understand,
yeah.
But what I meant is that what does him putting his hand on the celebrity walk has anything to do with
the Oktoberfest?
With Oktoberfest people wearing costumes.
Because I guess they wanted to market more of the Irish culture with their clothing. They wanted to show how authentic it is.
So they're doing that just because they want to please, they want to market it to Snoop Dogg?
No, well, they want to show that this is what you're supposed to be wearing and looking like in Bayern.
Okay, that's
and
fair. Since then they're doing it.
Since then it's been like, no, you can't come to Oktoberfest without having the traditional wear on, except for you, because you're a special.
Because I'm special.
Yeah.
No, not that you can't, but people would prefer.
People would prefer. It's almost like you're frowned upon. If you're not wearing the traditional clothes. All the ladies looking beautiful in their dimples.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And the guys looking good.
Good, sharp.
In their lederhosens.
Look at you.
Thank you.
You look like, for some reason, I could only think of Scotland, Scottish people and their quilts. Yeah, and the hat.
Yeah.
Looking sharp.
How are you guys doing? We are back from our Asia trip.
Did we mention in the last episode?
Yeah, we did. We spoke about fortune telling, everything.
Yes.
How are you feeling when you're coming back? Have you readjusted to Europe, to Germany, to the cold?
Oof, it's cold and dry. That's for sure. Adjusting to food. I mean...
You mean the lack of?
Yes. For lack of the better word, yes.
That's one thing food. We did, those who are listening and watching, we ate. I came back 3 kilos heavier.
3 only?
6, maybe 7 pounds heavier. Yeah. How about you? Did you?
I think I remain the same. I mean,
your metabolism is like so fast.
High metabolism.
I don't understand.
Not achieving.
For those who may not believe, he eats more than me, and he burns through that food, man. So yeah, I'm
just like that black guy with an egg in his arm and cracking it with his arm, and he says, "I'm built different." No,
that guy actually gives me a lot of cringe.
Yeah, it is cringe material. But yes, I am of a different physique.
So I loved Asia, bro.
How are you adjusting from it? You're still missing deeply?
I definitely still deeply miss the food. Obviously, funny enough, Malaysia particularly reminds me so much of my home country, bro. Outside of the ethnicity that lives there,
Yeah.
the ecology, the infrastructure, maybe not as many high-rise buildings, but the place just reminds me of my home countries. Even just the way that you drive on the left-hand side, the types of license plates. The only thing that is different is that the people look different. There's not much black people in Malaysia.
I mean, tropics and colonial history.
Yeah, bro.
Same.
Real. That was wild to me. I
Same Independence Day.
Yeah, I told my mom, I was like, Mom, it's like I'm home except the people just look different. So that was a big deal to me. That was a big deal to me.
Yeah, you did mention that quite a couple of times.
And you were a very good protective tour guide on the trip.
Well, let's just say trying to make the best out of the time we have.
This man was like a daddy on the trip. He was carrying us everywhere, trying to negotiate everything. We couldn't even get to think for ourselves too many times. Yuki was trying to handle to the point where we said, guys, we need to tell Yuki to relax. It's like, bro, just relax a little bit. It's okay. We could get lost. It's like, no. Let's go.
Some things have to be done. Yeah. I try my best. I mean, I also understand that you want me to relax, but I also, if I'm home alone without my friends, I still would try to make the most out of what little time I have at home. I gotta eat this, I gotta eat that, I gotta get here, I want to see this person.
I think everybody, yeah.
It has nothing to do with. I mean, partially might have had something to do with having guests around, but at the same time, I think if I too have the little time for myself, I would do the same.
Well,
yeah.
On that note, what are we eating today?
Well, you should be telling me because you bought these souvenir candies from Malaysia.
Souvenir candies, yeah, but they were from your recommendation.
Yes,
One
yes.
I've tried with you before.
Childhood candies.
We don't. Well, I mean, when we.
Well,
what time? What we?
We want to talk about it after, or
no? We could start to give a description and just
description. I think one was called a White Rabbit. It's a milk candy.
It's actually very tasty, very tough when you start it off.
It's like you know how Americans have jawbreakers.
Jawbreakers.
Yeah.
But it's not I remember jawbreakers being so hard.
I've seen it. I've never had it before.
I had one, bro. It will break your jaw. You can't bite down on that. Yeah. You can't bite down on that. The pressure that you need to break that. Yeah. Like it's a slow suck, you know?
Yeah.
So
you gotta suck the candy away, not bite it, not chew it. I mean, the same as a White Rabbit. It's a hard candy, milk candy mostly, and the fact that it's not big, so it doesn't break jaws, but still hard.
And the other one was a type of butternut.
Yeah, I believe it's
We could read the label.
I think it's a coconut sugar candy, if I recalled it correctly.
I like the candies, man. I like the candies.
They are childhood candies, by the way. They're not your regular candies. I mean, you definitely bought it on a higher price in a shopping mall, but usually you would find that in a neighborhood convenience store, like a neighborhood 7-Eleven, but less the decoration.
Let's try them out.
Do we roll in the next clip?
Yeah.
All right.
We'll be right back. Alright, bro. I'm gonna have the
White Rabbit
milk candy.
Milk candy, yes.
And you're gonna have
I'm gonna have the coconut candy. Can't give you the specifics, the name, but I believe we have to, again, disclaimers. Put it on the big picture right here.
Did you see the comments on the last video?
No, I didn't.
You didn't read it?
No, I didn't read it.
I'm gonna butcher his name because I forget.
Yeah.
But I'll type his name in when we write this.
Yeah.
Some guy, I don't know who he is.
Yeah.
Commented under the video and was like, "Nice podcast, guys." I felt like a bad bitch, bro. I was like, who's this stranger, bro?
Probably somebody we know.
No, bro. Somebody we don't know.
Probably somebody I know, not you. Maybe. If you don't know, maybe it's somebody I know.
So why can't it be a stranger?
Who?
Why can't it be like somebody just stumbled upon?
True. I mean, if it is, then kudos to our first stranger commenting on our podcast. If it's somebody I know, then cool to have you on this journey with me and Darnell, Mr. T.
You know what I like about the white rabbit?
Yeah.
Even though you have to put a lot of pressure to get into the sweetness of the candy, it's so enjoyable when it starts to get pliable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It just... You're just sucking it away. Pause. Yeah. It's a candy you would enjoy till the very end of it.
But it's milk.
It's milk candy. The specifics of it could be seen on the screen if we put it on picture. But it's mostly milk and some kind of hardening additive.
Tell me about yours.
Mine tastes like coconut and sugar. Nice.
It's amazing like how these
delicious.
It's amazing like when you think of childhood candies.
I should have bought these. I didn't.
You didn't?
Yeah. Forgot.
It's amazing how when you think of like childhood memories and nostalgia, you think of food, you think of smells that you were raised on. And then even though it's overpriced and you're an adult, you just want that small boost of remembrance of what it was like.
For sure. I mean, again, like I said, it's not that you can't buy it anymore. You could still buy it in a neighborhood store for way cheaper. Because you were in this shopping mall underneath the Twin Towers of Malaysia. It's called KLCC, Kuala Lumpur Convention Center.
Nice.
So, in that shopping mall, it's probably the most expensive mall.
The hustlers outside that mall were ridiculous, bro.
Yeah. Oh, time definitely has changed. The hustlers were once using DSLR, probably cheap DSLRs, but now they switch it up with phone and all these plugins on their phone.
To those listening and who are unfamiliar, the KLCC Towers is the Petronas Towers.
Petronas Towers, sorry, yeah.
In Malaysia, and they deal with the financing. It's a bank, no?
No, Petronas is
I know Petronas is
petroleum company. Correct.
It's a petroleum company.
KLCC is Kuala Lumpur. It stands for Kuala Lumpur Convention Center.
Yeah, the Petronas Towers is a petroleum business, but they're so massive and grand that a lot of people obviously like to do their pictures outside of this building, and there are hustlers outside with interesting camera attachments with lighting features that they would love to take a picture of you.
They basically have a phone
with
attached to
a light.
A phone and a phone light attached to a handle.
Pictures actually look fire when they advertise, when they show you when you walk past, but you know
they use pretty decent phones, I believe.
Yeah, it's actually it looks good. It looks good, but I didn't partake in it.
I mean, if you could photograph with your phone, why would you need them? But the difference with them is that they position at the very spot,
so they know
their exact angle where they get the right photo. So if you were to go over to their spot and take a photo, and then they will hustle you in for a shot.
Nice.
You know.
Last episode we spoke about something, bro. Fortune telling. In the last episode we spoke about we would go to Malaysia and we would do some fortune telling. Insert clip of me checking out fortune telling.
We didn't do fortune tellings per se.
We went to the temple.
Yeah. I mean, not like an in-person fortune telling. Rather, you did fortune drawing. You draw your fortune.
Tell people about it.
Oof.
You were right there, bro. Don't make me tell the story.
You should tell your side of the experience.
Okay, you tell your side, I tell my side.
I mean, I can't translate it directly from Chinese. Again, it's to translate it directly. simply, it's fortune drawing where you draw sticks, you're drawing sticks of fortune. It's a traditional thing, whether or not it's spiritually tied to, man, these candies are hard to chew on. Whether or not it is spiritually tied to the whole temple and the spiritual practices, I have no information on that, but traditionally it has been done over time, over the centuries. Basically, it's you have a bunch of sticks labeled in specific order. More information on some kind of wiki link, but again, I'm explaining very, very simply. Order, and each order has some kind of fortune tied to it. So you basically have a whole bunch of sticks. We're talking 50 to 100 sticks. You hold it up high, make your prayers, drop it and it's in a bucket. So then there will be 1 or 2 sticks that will stand out. Apparently, they say the highest stick, you should take the highest stick. If none of the sticks stand out, you take it up, you bring it up again, make your prayers and drop it. Right. So yeah, then according to that order, you will take your fortune in a form of paper, like some kind of fortune cookie stuff. But I don't know. Not that I'm into it. I could have done it that day, but I was so focused on trying to get you guys to experience it, so I forgot
on being a daddy.
And also, but I did my prayers. I went to burn some incense, joss sticks. They call it joss sticks. Burn some joss sticks, put it in an altar. So that's the spiritual practice. But the drawing thing, I completely forgotten about it.
I did the drawing thing. You videotaped it. We saw a clip of it. So you shake, I guess, what you call this.
You kind of shuffle.
Sticks,
you kind of shuffle it before you bring it up.
Yeah,
sticks.
And then, like you said, you drop them. I think mine's, when I dropped it, it didn't work the first time, so I had to shake it again. And you drop all these sticks, and then whichever pops up,
pops the highest. Yeah.
You take it, and there's Chinese writing on it. Obviously, I can't read it.
Yeah, I too can't read it that well. So I mean, I can read, but I don't understand what is on it. I never. Not every Chinese understood the entire analysis.
I thought he was Chinese literate, but
half literate.
But you take the sticks, you draw it, and then based on the sticks that I got,
based on the order,
I look for the translation in English for what I got. So my fortune, I'm not gonna say all of it because you guys too fast. But I remember they spoke about there would eventually be marriage. Yeah, I still have it.
Okay.
Marriage in your life. And they said traveling is not the best thing for you. They basically just said stop wasting your time traveling.
You gain nothing from traveling.
Exactly. I gain nothing from traveling. So basically I was like, so what am I going to say on the podcast? But yeah, traveling is not the best for me. But I found it interesting. You know why? Because last time we spoke about fortune telling, I told you no one ever tells you anything bad. But in that one, it didn't say anything bad, but it did say something
gives you some
not only
realism.
Yeah, some realism.
Yeah.
I was like, all right. Do I fully believe it? No.
Don't have to.
Am I aware of it?
Now you do.
Yeah.
Now you gotta know.
Yeah.
Now you gotta know next time when you travel, you gotta have a purpose. If you don't have a purpose, you get nothing.
Stop wasting your meat.
Stop wasting your meat.
For those who don't know, meat is money, energy, attention and time. Meat. Stop wasting.
You hear this on dumplings and somethings.
First. You dig? So when he or she says, stop wasting my meat, you know exactly what's going on.
It's not just your meat, but, acronym MEAT. Yeah, fortune telling. Fun, no? I mean, wonderful time. Visit some
of our friends didn't want
beautiful.
To do it.
What do you mean?
Some of our friends were very skeptical about.
Three of you did it.
No. One person in particular, no name shall be named.
Yeah.
was very skeptical about doing it,
Okay.
and this person was like, I don't want these sticks to tell me what my future is going to look
Oh,
like.
really?
And I was like,
All right. This person said that.
kudos to you.
All right.
I was like, all right, look at you charting your own path.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool. That's cool.
Um,
But other than that, I mean, architecturally, it's beautiful, no? Temples. I mean,
it's
I
outstanding.
brought you guys to
Outstanding.
one of, if not the grandest temple. No, that's the second grandest temple. That was in Kuala Lumpur.
I got a bit templed out.
We were
but
temple out. We were temple out.
we
as
went
well.
to so many temples, from Indian temples to Asian temples,
Chinese temples.
to Chinese temples. Thank you.
There's no Asian temple.
You're very right. Did we go to a temple in
Penang. Penang was Chinese temple.
no
In
did we
Thailand,
go,
it's
in Thailand?
Thai Buddhist temple is different.
Okay, but did we go to a Buddhist temple? I can't even remember now. I
No,
don't
we went
actually-
to we went into a palace ground with a temple in it. Yeah,
in Thailand.
in Thailand.
I could remember. I could tell you what I remember in Thailand.
Who?
We'll be right back after these messages. Thailand.
Well, I mean,
was-
are we really over with Malaysia? Do you have?
no,
do you,
I think we have a lot of. I mean, we're gonna speak about Malaysia. For
all right. Okay.
episodes
Now
and
now
episodes and
now we're
episodes.
flying. Now we're flying over to Thailand.
Malaysia, in a nutshell, was outstanding. Food was wonderful. Friends were wonderful. Sights were wonderful. I want to see your face. I don't want the mic to block you.
Yeah,
Fine.
exactly. I'm trying to move it
You
away.
can probably tilt it down a bit. Like,
No, it's tilted down.
No, the boom.
No. Go on.
Yeah. Thailand though, I got everything I expected in Thailand. Every single thing I expected in Thailand, except for the hangover experience. The movie Hangover.
Yeah.
Yeah? What's my number of?
Go on.
Yeah. So in Thailand, what I've noticed was the traffic was worse than Malaysia. The place was dense, very dense. I mean, people and buildings smashed onto each other to the point where I just felt like a bit overwhelmed in the city, in Bangkok. But it wasn't the type of Bangkok that I saw on television that was like dark and scary, you know? It was very beautiful. Also, like, nothing was intimidating to me about Bangkok. Yeah, besides the amount of women that had cocks, nothing else was intimidating in Bangkok.
Nothing else was intimidating.
Yeah. What about you? The second time you've been to Bangkok?
Second time, yeah.
Yeah. First time was when you were a child, yeah?
No. First time was after university. I was out with my best friend.
Yes.
No, I mean, Bangkok just feels like Kuala Lumpur. I mean, for Asians, for Southeast Asians, you probably can't tell the difference between. No, you can, but it doesn't feel as different between metropolitan cities in each countries. I mean, Singapore feels like Kuala Lumpur, maybe a lot cleaner. Yeah, Bangkok is as dirty as Kuala Lumpur, pretty much. A lot of skyscrapers, same. Just the language is different, but otherwise, it's as busy as Kuala Lumpur.
I think it's busier.
Because you didn't. I mean, I guess you were not in the right time in Kuala Lumpur to experience rush hour. You might have.
What do you mean? I was with you every time.
Yeah, true. But when we were moving around the cities, we were not moving during rush hour, I think. That's why you didn't feel as busy. But in Bangkok, somehow we were out, maybe during evening after work, and we see it, we experience it. But I mean, I can be wrong. Maybe Bangkok is
city is dense. It's
dense, yeah.
And also like the amount of mopeds that I've seen in Southeast Asia, I'm not used to it. I see it in Italy, but the amount of the lifestyle of having a moped I understand, but even there's no safety. Like some people holding their kids like if it's a toy on a moped and they're driving around.
I think you saw it as well in Kuala Lumpur. No, Kuala Lumpur.
in the hills.
In the hills, when we're out on out to
Cameroon
a
Highlands.
place.
Cameroon Highlands.
Correct. We were out to the Cameron Highlands. Cameron Diaz.
Cameron Highlands.
110, where the famous plantation, the tea plantation.
Bo.
Correct. Tea is outstanding. Still enjoying my tea in the office.
Yeah. Sure,
Yeah.
picture of it. So as far as Thailand is concerned, we had a great time. I enjoyed more of getting out of the main cities of Thailand. We went to an island called Koh Lan.
Correct.
It's not the typical touristic Phuket that everyone wants to go for the beautiful beaches and for that scene from the movie. I can't remember the name of the movie, but we went to Koh Lan and it was so rural, but at the same time very lovely. Sadly, there was a storm one of the nights, that the first night we arrived, so all the other days the beach wasn't as
Clean.
picturesque as what we were hoping to have, but still very lovely. There was a lot of garbage that came up on the beach and from the shores from the storm. That was a bit disappointing, but when it was clean, when you found little clean oases, it was nice. Very, very nice.
Yeah.
No, we did some scootering. Remember when we just went riding the scooters?
Yeah, we did. We managed to rent some scooters, which the lady was the lady that rented the scooters was a little skeptical towards me because I can't start the bike correctly.
She's like, you
can drive. I
drive.
said, yes, I can. I did it just now. You
And
didn't
then
see
they were
me.
peer pressuring her. All the hustlers who are renting out their mopeds, they came to Yuki when he was having some problems starting, and he's like, "Are you sure you can drive? If you damage it, you have to pay for it." Blah blah blah.
See, yes, I
to the
can.
point where I had to speak to Yuki in German, and I was like, "Yuki,
Don't
let them
let them in your
intimidate
head.
you, bro. You
see.
just start and let's go."
Yeah. Because I mean, I told him, I said, just now I did it we did one round before we actually officially take the mopeds out to a further place.
Yeah.
I was fine.
You were fine.
I just couldn't figure out the
How to
ignition. The ignition was weird.
Kind of like having a Lamborghini and they tell someone,
Yeah.
start it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
I mean, I could drive a Lamborghini for sure, but I don't think I can start a Lamborghini.
fair.
Might be complicated.
Are you sure you can drive a Lamborghini?
I think I can if it's an auto. If it's automatic, yeah, sure.
I enjoyed that, bro. Like, that was my first time driving a moped. And I drive that like if I knew how to do it for years. And with somebody behind me.
Yeah.
That was actually fun.
It's
though.
fun, yeah.
But our tour guide, the person there were 5 of us, for those who don't know. And
There was a taxi, motorbike taxi person.
one moped was a taxi where the driver is the taxi driver and you sit on the back of the moped and
Just ride with
the driver. So we told the driver we would like to go to a beach, and this driver took one of our friends, and Yuki and I were riding the other 2 mopeds, and we handled that like,
We handled fine.
yeah, you look like if you were driving a chopper. When I looked at you on my side mirror, you look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, like when he was riding the when he was driving
a chopper.
his chopper motorcycle. It's like, you look smooth, bro. I was like, that was actually very fun.
It was fun.
Very
I
fun.
really enjoyed it. I would actually love to have a moped eventually.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
it's a nice little toy.
It's convenient to move around the city.
It's a nice little toy.
Yeah, for sure.
And
But that's that, no? The island, we enjoyed the beaches. Had some downtime.
had some scary time as well.
Scary time. What
We
was
went
the scary
to
time?
the ping pong show.
No, that's on the mainland. We're talking about the island, Koh Lan.
Still Thailand.
Mm.
Yeah. But no, the island was lovely. The people were lovely. If you're looking to go to Thailand and you want a very rural experience, go to Koh Lan. It's less picturesque as Phuket, but it's still a wonderful place to visit and see.
To wind down, it's not bad. I mean,
Yeah,
we
to
met.
wind down.
I spoke to a German guy on the island.
Yeah, what was his
He
name?
was there for 6 days.
What was his name?
Phew.
Okay, forget it.
Yeah,
Um,
probably Frank.
oh no.
Yeah. Anyway,
So he was there for 6 days. He told you he rented a moped for 6
he
days.
ran
yeah?
a moped for 6 days, move around the island. Apparently the spot we landed on was the best.
Bro. And we did that because we ended up at that beach because because of the storm, we didn't like the other two beaches that we had
Correct.
prior planned. So it worked out.
I mean, regardless
Remember, everything happens for a reason.
everything happens for a reason. I mean, regardless, the other two spots were very crowded. So
Yeah, the crowded thing.
so storm or no storm, it's still crowded.
I wonder, like in Asia, is the only place I've seen people line up or make a queue to take photos at like a picturesque spot for the Instagram. Like, when you see these beautiful Insta pictures of locations,
Yeah.
do you know the lines of people behind who are waiting to make their...
You think that only happens in Asia?
I've only seen it in Asia. You dig?
All right.
So I was like... Because in Singapore, we were walking and we saw people lining up to take a picture in a certain spot by the National Museum.
Okay.
And I was like, what are they lining up for? Is there food here?
Mm.
It's just people just wanted to take a nice spot with a wall with some greenery falling down like this.
Yeah.
And I was like, they made a line for this, but so organized. But at the same time, I was just like, that's why we looked at these beaches online and we said, okay, this is a nice spot to go to. But then when we got there and we saw the amount of people, we were like, "Oh, this is overcrowded."
Because I don't remember seeing it throughout our trip.
We saw it in Singapore.
What you're describing was only in Singapore.
We saw it in Singapore for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So that was Singapore.
Speaking of Singapore, I have a topic I would like to talk about. Correct me if I'm wrong. Singapore,
Local Asian.
as a local Asian,
I'm no Singaporean.
Singapore became independent right after Malaysia
Independent from the
from the mainland of Malaysia.
from the Union.
Okay, this was after
After Malaya gets its independence, Singapore was a part of Malaysia, and together we are called Malaya. But then Singapore left to be Singapore.
Right. So technically, the people of Singapore in the beginning were Malay. Yeah.
They were Malaysian, so to
Malaysian.
say. Yeah. It's
Now-
like correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, obviously I'm wrong. TNT, Trinidad and Tobago.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure at one point Trinidad and Tobago were one country,
It is the same country, bro.
but you have
Two islands.
you would you call yourself as a single nationality, or was it since the beginning Trinidadian and
Tobagonian.
Tobagonian?
It is still Trinidadian and Tobagonian.
Since the
If you
beginning.
if you want to be super specific,
Mm.
and if you want to say like both in one, you can say Trinbagonian.
Trinbagonian. But was it since the
Actually,
the
Tobago.
independence?
Actually, when we became independent, it was Trinidad and Tobago from the beginning.
Okay.
But Tobago before independence was I'm talking about way before.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't remember
yeah,
which
yeah.
year.
Mhm.
It was actually understood separate from Trinidad. Tobago has even different.
So they've differentiated from themselves since
That was-
earlier.
That was way earlier.
Okay.
And then there was a riot in Tobago
Mm.
and they needed the assistance of Trinidad.
Okay.
And then I don't know what happened between the history between that timeline, but they became the twin island of Trinidad and Tobago, the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
Little fun fact. Yeah. So Singapore separated itself and differentiated as a nation after. Before that, it was Malaya.
I see so much difference in architecture in Singapore as compared to Malaysia.
Also infrastructure.
And the people historically are Malaysian and now they are Singaporeans.
Correct.
But when it comes to like culture from the built environment, it looks like two different worlds, bro.
Yeah.
Two different worlds.
Well, you're talking about a prospering country. Everything is pristine.
But hear me out. So pristine that
It felt fake.
it felt fake, bruv. It felt no disrespect
I
to
remember
Singapore
you
because
said
I
that.
loved it. I really liked it. We were there right before Formula One races. It was so nice. Singapore. We went to the super trees. Beautiful. The Marina. Yeah, the Marina Bay.
Marina Bay. Or Marina, you could call it. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, had some friends there. We showed us a great time. Hawker. besides the hawker culture, for those who don't know, hawker is like when they cook food right. How do you describe it? Like on the side of,
It's like a canteen.
it's like a canteen where they cook food right there for you and they bring it out for you and it's street
And
side
it's very
eating.
informal. It's like a combination of, we call it semi-open eatery,
Nice.
where you're not served in an enclosed restaurant. The hawker culture, you probably can only experience that anything in developing countries, probably.
Exactly. So outside of that,
Because sorry, I have to cut you. Because I probably in TNT you also have a hawker culture. You have some kind of semi-open space. You call it restaurant as well, because we also call it restaurants, even though they're semi-open
I call it street food.
or street food. But they're not on the streets. They're still in a kind of a space.
Okay.
You know,
Okay, so it's like in a food. It's like in a.
because in the West they don't exist.
How does it? How do you? It's not a. It's not a street food, but it's more like in a
Semi-street.
enclosed area which is just for food and eating.
Yeah.
But it's outdoor.
Yeah, it's a combination of canteen, street food, and some form of semi-open space.
All right.
Yeah.
When we went to these, besides the hawker spaces, I found that when you compare the architecture of Malaysia and Singapore, it's vastly different, bro. Like to the point where I don't even see the history of Singapore through the architecture.
You sure?
Outside the old hawkers that we went to,
Okay.
everything just looks like beautiful, clean.
Do
new
you see
skyscrapers.
the colonial architectures?
No, just beside. Yeah, I do.
You didn't
There
touch
are
on.
there are a few older colonial buildings.
Yeah.
And I did see the names of like English streets.
Yeah.
Besides the names of streets being in English, not
Yeah.
in English, but British names.
Yeah, there are a
right?
lot of British names. Yeah.
Besides the British names and the few colonial buildings, everything just looked fake. To
There's
be
a
honest. Like
depending on what
gentrification.
depending on what your definition of fake is. I mean, Singapore, after all, was the last stretch of again the word colonialism. The last stretch of colonialism, after the British left, 1957. I think the remnants were heavily based in one island in Malaysia called Penang, and the other island, which is Singapore.
Penang.
Penang.
Loved it.
So, how should I explain this? Yeah, I mean, those were the final stands of the British. That's why they were more heavily influenced, and also whatever that stood still,
Stands.
whatever that stayed behind. Sorry, whatever that stayed behind. The mostly colonial history.
Yeah, but for example, I'm talking about there's a way that Malaysians do their, like, for example, their roofs. There's a particular archetype of how they style their buildings to do spaces with the Malay roof has a nice curve, like this type of Asian-esque.
Yeah,
Aesthetic.
for sure.
I didn't see those things
Well-
only when I went into Chinatown.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you got the Chinese influence. Is that what you're referring to?
I got a bit of Chinese influence.
Yeah.
In Chinatown, and then definitely got the British influence.
Chinatown, Singapore. Sorry, Chinatown, Singapore, or Chinatown.
Yeah, Chinatown, Singapore.
Okay.
Yeah. And I found that the skyscraper culture that just looked like New York or something.
Yeah.
Was heavy in Singapore. But
Okay.
what I did absolutely loved, is the amount that Singapore has invested in landscape architecture. There was greenery everywhere, almost to the point where the city did not feel super humid. It's warm. You will be sweating, but it wasn't like warm as Malaysia, for
Yeah.
example, like Kuala Lumpur.
It was not as naked.
No. I'm not talking about naked. I'm talking about temperature right now. Because of the amount of greenery.
Correct.
There was shade, there was
Shades.
there was cooling. It wasn't as humid as Malaysia.
It wasn't
In
as
Kuala
humid.
Lumpur, Malaysia. That's what I mean. It was super nice to walk around. Still sweating, but comfortable to walk around from a temperature perspective.
Yeah, humid because it's not evaporating so violently as compared to a concrete jungle like Kuala Lumpur.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
I loved that they put so much effort into the green spaces. It was actually very beautiful. It was a pleasure to walk around Singapore.
I can imagine.
Absolute pleasure. As compared to Kuala Lumpur, it was almost like it was intense to walk around Kuala Lumpur.
It's not pedestrian friendly.
It's not pedestrian friendly. Yeah. Well said.
Singapore is probably the best example of what a good planning is at least to my knowledge, in Southeast Asia. People should definitely learn from them. And Singapore, I would assume Singapore also drawn their inspiration from the West. The West talks about urban planning quite seriously as well. And Singapore
is nice.
And Singapore and Malaysia, we gained our independence not too long ago, 60 years ago, or 70. It has been 70 years. So for that speed of development, it's quite impressive.
I was impressed to the point where I've never seen so many Asian people in one gathered location that speak English.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, if you like the Asian lifestyle, but you can't speak any of the Asian languages,
Singapore is the place
come
to be.
to Singapore, bro.
Singapore is
Habibi,
the place.
come to Singapore.
I don't know. There's no Habibi in Singapore.
It's a joke. I've never seen so many Asian people that could speak English, bro. So I was like,
well, Chinese to be specific.
Yeah, and it's not like broken English like in Thailand.
Nah, they're fluent.
They're fluent, bro. It's like, bro, I could go to Singapore and have a nice time.
Part of me says that I'm thankful for the Singaporeans to have separated themselves from Malaya to be who they are today, because they focus heavily on the English language and maybe the Chinese language. I don't think so, because I know Singaporeans don't relate themselves to China as well. But they do focus on the English language, so much so that we're talking about a 90% English literacy in Singapore, as compared to Malaysia.
Yeah, it's just bougie. I call it singer-rich.
Yeah, it's singer. Well, you can say that. Singer-rich. Singaporeans, you are singer-rich.
Singer-rich. It's not Singapore, it's singer-rich.
Singer-rich.
Yeah, but it
is nice. Very impressive.
The worst thing, though, was going to Singapore at the latter part of our trip. For us, who went... Because the money done.
Oh, yeah, the money done. Yeah, you're right.
We're going to Singapore and...
Gotta blow more cash.
And, yeah... Singapore should have been the first leg of the it should have been like the first.
Then you would have watched your money after.
But I could watch my money in Thailand where like this will stretch far. But yeah, it was actually very nice. I would like to say officially, bro, here, thank you for my first introduction to a new continent, the Asian continent. I definitely have to go back. I want to go to Langkawi in Malaysia.
You want to go back to Pang Penang?
I'll go back to Pang Penang only if I go to Langkawi. If I go back to Malaysia, I will go to Kuala Lumpur to visit our very close friend. I will go back to Penang for a few days, but I want to go to Langkawi.
All right.
Island of Malaysia is wonderful. During the COVID time, they hosted people on that island. And
which island?
Langkawi. Yeah.
Really?
Our friend had to stay there.
Oh.
And I would like to go to, what's the name of this place, boy? Bali.
Bali is Indonesia.
Indonesia.
I mean, Indonesia would definitely be your next go-to place.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then
Indonesia is rich.
I would like to go to Bali. I would like to go back to Malaysia. And my final 2 places would be Japan. I don't know where in Japan.
Indonesia, I'm talking about, what I was talking about was rich in culture, but Japan, it's rich.
Yeah.
You're spending money.
That's when I'm in a different type of financial bracket. And obviously, I would like to go to Hong Kong, actually.
Yeah. Hong Kong is definitely a place to be, to enjoy, mostly because, I mean...
For me, it's biased as Jackie Chan.
Yeah. Or Bruce Lee.
Bruce was in Hong Kong.
Bruce was also legend. I think Bruce was Hong Kong.
We'll fact check that.
I think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm probably need to fact check. But if I remember correctly, he was. That's why the birth of Jackie Chan came about. The whole Jackie Chan phenomena. Bruce Lee, it's the same. They somehow were
I'm a bigger Jackie Chan fan than Bruce
related.
Lee.
I thought you were a big fan of Bruce Lee.
I am a fan of him from a martial arts perspective.
Ah,
But Jackie, I'm also a fan of.
Jackie.
Yeah. Because I grew up with Jackie.
Yeah.
You get me? My dad kind of watched Bruce Lee more, but I grew up watching Jackie, Rush Hour. You know?
Yeah. Me too.
In my eyes, Jackie could do no wrong, but I know but some people in Hong Kong don't like him. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Bruce Lee was the same as well, probably.
Really?
You know, fun fact. I want a fun fact to you, but I think I can recommend this to many people that enjoys a good movie. I guess a biopic, which is Birth of the Dragon. It was released in 2017, I think. Birth of the Dragon was about the story of Bruce Lee before he was gaining traction in Hollywood.
Oh, so Birth of the Dragon was before Enter the Dragon.
No, slightly after Enter the Dragon, but that
You know the movie?
Yeah. I mean, you told me about the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Enter the Dragon.
What was the Boondock skit?
Oh shit, I don't remember.
When the Afro guy came to defend them.
Well, we have to dig it up again.
Yeah.
But he
Kumite.
yeah.
Kumite.
Kumate. Yeah, but exactly. So this biopic was, well, claimed to tell the story of Bruce Lee shortly after Enter the Dragon, but before he got onto mainstream Hollywood,
Wow.
like
Green
Green Hornet.
Yeah.
So that was before his Green
You
Hornet.
need to send me that,
moments.
bro. I would love to do that.
So he was visited by a Shaolin monk. Was testing his truth. It's something like a story of Bruce Lee finding his soul in martial arts.
All right.
That was interesting. I thought you would have watched it. I wanted to cross check with you, but you haven't watched
I'll talk about it on the next pod.
it. Yeah,
And on the
pretty
next
cool
pod,
one.
on the next pod, we have a special conversation from Yuki about interracial marriages. Yeah,
Or marriages in general, I would say.
marriages.
No,
in general.
no, intercultural marriages. Yeah,
Intercultural
yeah,
marriages.
for sure.
That's something we definitely need to discuss on a deeper level.
But for now,
But for now, we say Servus.
we say servus. We're heading out to.
We're heading out to the Oktoberfest, guys. We're gonna drink
some.
something. We're gonna drink a few masses and cheers from dumplings and somethings. Please like, comment, subscribe, rate,
All that jazz.
all that jazz. Send it to your friend, send it to your enemy, send it to your grandmother, send it to your baby. Okay? Bye.
We out.